Welcome to part 3 and the last video of module 5 software project management. So in part 1 we discussed risk management, in part 2 software configuration management SCM, the introduction part, and now in part 3 it is SCM process in detail. So what are they in the process? First is identification of objects in the software configuration. Next, version control, change control, configuration audit, and status reporting. So it could be an essay question for your KTU exam. Describe SCM process in detail. Now, for what is this SCM? So as we saw earlier, it is change management. So SCM objectives are, the SCM process defines a series of tasks that has 4 objectives. So the first one is to identify all items that collectively define the configuration. Okay, so we must identify what are the items that make our change. Okay, then manage the changes to one or more of these items to facilitate the construction of different versions to ensure the quality is maintained. So these are the objectives. So this has to be carried as a process. So each of the objective will be dealt by different stages of the process. Okay, so just before we go into that, let's see the software configuration management tasks. Okay, so the question may be, what is the task or the software configuration process? So first one is identification. So in short, it is tracking the multiple versions, okay, or whatever that make up the change, okay, the change in the product. Then version control, that controls the changes before and after the release. Change control, it is controlling the authority to approve or prioritize changes. It is all about how a change is made, the authorities do it. Next, configuration auditing, it tells us about whether the auditing processes are there proper, okay, whether technical reviews are done, all those things. Then this task of reporting tells us or tells others about the changes that are made. Okay, so we will be documenting what has happened, and so this could be a readable document for others so that they can study what has happened so far. Now this shows the different tasks in SCM process. So in the center you have SCIs, and you can see the arrow that each of these boxes are just versions vm.in. Okay, then the first stage is identification, then change control, version control, configuration auditing, and reporting. So the first, configuration object identification. So to control and manage configuration items, your SCIs, each must be named, of course it has a name, and managed using an object oriented approach. Okay, so everything should have a name and it should follow object oriented approach in naming. Okay, so what are the attributes? A unique name should be there, description should be there, then resources, that is the entities that are provided or referenced, so whatever it is referring to, all those items. Okay, then realizations, that is pointed to a work product for a basic object, that is what can it be realized with. Okay, all those details are the attributes which help in identification task. Next is version control, and version control, it combines the procedures and tools to manage different versions, as I said in the previous video. So when you need a change, maybe it's the first version, and you need a change in the first version, what comes out after that change would be the version 2, then version 3, version 4, like that. For example, you have your MI phones, for example you have Redmi Note 8, another version is the just Redmi 8. Okay, another version is the Redmi Note 8 Pro. So you know the different versions, so it proceeds to 9, like that. Okay, so each version, what it is, will be properly documented. Okay, so version control systems require the following capabilities. That is the project repository, which stores all relevant configuration objects. Then that is all the details regarding your versions will be stored for further reference. Okay, then version management capability, it stores all versions of the configuration management. Okay, what capability it has is there. Okay, then make facility, it is the collecting of relevant configuration objects and constructing a version. So how it can be made, all those things will be there. Then issue or bug tracking capability is also mentioned in version control. That is, it enables the team to record and track status of outstanding issues. Okay, so all about your version, the details regarding your version, each and every version will be there. Then next is change control. So change control is a procedural activity that ensures the quality and consistency, okay, of the configuration object. So a change control, it is to see that the change is made in a controlled manner, in the best manner, that is letting the change pass through different authorities, getting their approval, and such that a quality product comes out. Okay, so first of all, a change request is submitted to the configuration control authority, which is the change control board, CCB. Then the request will be evaluated. Okay, and the change control authority makes the final decision. And you have an engineering change order, ECO, which is generated for each change which is approved. So some cases the change won't be approved. Okay, and the user will be informed, we cannot proceed with this, such and such things will be stated. Or if it is approved by the authority, then an engineering change order will be generated. Okay, and the object to be changed is checked out of the repository or the database, and it is subject to the changes, and the modified object has to go through SQA, that is software quality audits and all that, and the testing procedures. And once the object is modified, it is checked into the database. And version control mechanisms are also used to create the next version. Okay, and the last line is a little bit crunchy. It says about the synchronization control, which is used to ensure. Okay, the last line here, it says about the synchronization control being used. Okay, so this shows the flow chart for change control. You can also mention it in another portion, I will tell it to you. So the change control process, okay, it's a KT question. So we see the need for a change is recognized by the user, and the change request arises from the user. The developer evaluates, and the change report is generated, okay, by the developer, and the change control authority, CCA, decides. Okay, and the request is queued for action. Okay, and on the right side you can see the change request is denied, and the user is informed if it has no valid grounds. Okay, and if it is like approved, the change control process goes to its next level, wherein which the people are assigned, okay, to SCIs, and you check out the SCI from the repository or the project database, and make the change, review and audit the change, then establish a baseline for the testing, and proceed to the level 3 of the change control, wherein which SQA is performed, some testing is performed, then quality assurance is the SQA, then the product is checked in with the changed SCIs, and we promote this SCI for inclusion in the next release and rebuild the appropriate version. So that is, this SCI has to be released in the next one, and the version things should be done correctly. Then review or audit the change and include all changes in the release. So all this is the systematic flow chart actually, of the whole thing of change control, what happens even about the version and the changes in the release, it has to be included. All those things are stated in this flow chart. Next is configuration audit task. That is, it is an SQA activity, software quality assurance activity, which helps to ensure quality. It complements the formal technical reviews (FTRs) and is conducted by SQA group. Now, how you assure or ensure this quality is by this questionnaire. You can see, for example, has the change specified in the ECO, okay, engineering change order, been made, okay, have any more additional modifications been incorporated. So that assesses the quality. When you ask this question itself, it is something that tells us whether you get a quality product. Then another question would be, has the formal technical reviews been conducted to assess technical correctness? So all these questions will help you to ensure the quality. Then finally, the last slide, status reporting. So this, it's also called configuration status reporting, CSR, or status accounting. So this again answers the questions like what happened, who did it, when did it happen, and so on. So all these entries, okay, you can draw it in the flow chart. It's mentioned in the last portion even, that is the details should be included in the release. So that is a kind of reporting, okay. So you can draw the figure for status reporting also, and each time an STA is assigned new or updated information, you have to report, okay. Then each time a change is approved by CCB and an ECO is issued, again a CSR entry has to be made, okay. And the output of this is stored in the website so that people further can refer it easily, okay. So this is the end of module 5. Thank you.